Hi, I'm Christopher Davis, writer and director of Ruin, and today we're doing the commentary on the movie. I'm going to watch it, talk about it, pause, and talk about things, and I think you'll see me, and then you'll see the video. I don't know how Colin's going to do it. Either way, I stole this format from Ryan Connolly from Film Riot. That's how he does commentaries, and I really liked it, so I'm stealing it. Thanks, Ryan. Let's go. I've watched this once since we put it on YouTube. I don't like watching it. Alright.
Why do we have to walk through here?
It's too dangerous to go on the road, you know that.
Alright, that actually, the too dangerous to go on the road and all that, when in the script, when they're walking on the road, is where I had written that my character Mark and Daniel, right there, played by Curtis, they're originally walking on the road having this conversation. That if you haven't seen the movie, go watch it first. By the way. Whoops. This isn't a spoiler, but I'm about to get into spoilers right literally now. So if you haven't seen it, pause this and go watch it. Anyway, back to it. The script had them walking on the road having this conversation about him saying, I miss pizza and I miss that and then I miss mom and dad. But the location we used, which is Curtis's house, really, their backyard, had this big ditch in it. We were like, well, why don't we just use that instead? Because there wasn't a road really around that wasn't a busy highway. So we used that, and so then I peppered in the line, "It's too dangerous to go on the road," which I think adds a little something to it when we flash forward. I mean, we don't know it's a flash forward yet, but when we flash forward to me on the road by myself, the next time you see me without him, that kind of adds some weight to it. So I think that was cool. Anyway, back to Kurt being adorable.
I'm hungry. You know what I miss?
What do you miss?
Pizza.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll get some
I hate
pizza
looking
plate
at
on the
myself.
shelf somewhere.
Those won't compare.
I hate it.
I'll just tell you, you're really out of luck.
You know what else I miss?
What?
AC.
Audio right there is a little rough because it's filming behind us, but he says he misses air conditioning.
Mom
In
and
case you didn't
Dad.
catch that.
Me too. Hey, keep moving, okay?
Base hit. Bloody me. What happened here? I don't know. Watch the movie and find out. Hopefully you've already watched it so you already know what happened. Right. Me on the road by myself, which is kind of what I was talking about. This shot was kind of Colin's idea of the blurry coming into focus, which was the best choice to do. Usually how we do it, I mean, I've only directed something really once with this, is I'll have how I want to do it, and we'll do it, we'll run through the way I direct it, and then we'll run through it a few times, and I'll just let him kind of do whatever he wants with the camera. Or in some cases, like with the fire scene, I kind of gave a general layout of how I want it to look and just let him do whatever with the camera. And like 9 times out of 10, I end up going with what he does with the camera. Like this one, because originally it was just me walking down the road from a wide angle, and he said, what if it starts, blurry and I come into focus? And I liked that a lot, so we used it. And then I think probably do that a couple more times, but yeah. And then you see the scar, which we don't really get into that much because of stuff we didn't film and didn't get, but when I'm looking sideways I have a scar there, which is supposed to be from when I get hit with the butt of the gun in the flashbacks, but I'll get into that. And then we found this song on, what's the music app? Artlist. He had saved it in our basket, and when I listened to it I was like, this would be awesome to put over the part of my character walking around. And he comes over and he's like, did you hear the song? It'd be great for the opening. Like, we agreed immediately. If you notice, we reshot this. This is the teaser, actually, where I walk by the house and I look up and I have the scar. We reshot it for the movie because in the teaser my facial hair was ridiculously short, and for the rest of the movie it's really long, so we reshot this part. Okay, this, me coming in the house, it's gonna sound weird. You're gonna be like, what? It's a very loose Breaking Bad reference. In everything, he knows it. In everything I write, which is the only thing we've produced that I've written, I throw in a little Breaking Bad reference. This of me coming in, the coming in the house is a loose reference to when Walt returns to the house in the finale. Also, spoilers, Breaking Bad's been out 5 years. But anyway, when Walt returns to his house and it's all destroyed, and, says Heisenberg on the wall, and I wanted there to be more contrast and maybe more of a silhouette, kind of how his was. But yeah, a very, very subtle Breaking Bad reference in there, because it's my favorite show of all time. So let's continue. And my character came to investigate this house on the off chance there was some supplies there, or the bad guys, as we'll come to find out that there are bad guys. But also because he thought it was kind of interesting. When he stops outside the house, he has a little moment of reflection, and in his mind is, man, Daniel would have loved this. It's the kid. So now we're having the second flashback.
Yeah, these bracelets.
This thing where he holds a knife it was scripted for him to show me the bracelets and the knife and the camera. But the way he says it, and he goes, I found this thing, was all him, and it's probably my favorite part of the whole movie, honestly, because it's just so authentic. That's an old Polaroid that I have.
Right.
Those are the kind you don't have to shake. I didn't find that out until after. The ones you shake are like huge, and they don't make anymore. If the camera moved over like half an inch, or my head moved, you'd see a playhouse in the background, because again, this was the same spot as the opening in Kirk's backyard, so that's kind of funny. He's got those bracelets are huge on his arm. Oh, you can see my water bottle in the background. Forgot about that.
Now let's take a selfie.
Oh, he's so awkward. That click was really loud when we were first editing. It scared the shit out of me. This is filmed in my neighborhood. Crazy, right? That's my house. And it's we just dumped over the trash can and threw garbage and stuff all out in the yard. I know some people might be like, wow, that house is perfect and that other house is completely destroyed. But that's the main reason I go investigate, is because it looks really secure and untouched. So my character's hoping he can find some supplies, or the bad guys, thinking they might be there. It's a little more vague in the final cut, but in the script, he's looking for them. He's hunting them. And you can tell my hair is really short there, because that's one of the first things we filmed back in the beginning of summer. It was about 100 degrees that evening. That was like, 3 or 4 in the afternoon? It was about 100 degrees. Long sleeves. And then we went and filmed the fire scene right after, and I was just drenched in sweat. And then we reshot the fire scene because it didn't work, so we had to redo it. So the fire scene you see in this was shot like a month after we actually shot this, which is, I don't know, I think that's kind of cool. Where you're just like, oh, it's the same scene, but shot at wildly different times. Man, I really searched through that garage in like 0.5 seconds. I find the booze, and I'm like, let's go. Don't worry about all those tools and stuff in the background. I don't need tools. I'm on a mission to kill bad guys. Thought being there's something rotting in the freezer when the power died, but now there's death in there. That is real whiskey in that bottle. And then when it's by the fire, it is watered down Coke, because the first night we did the fire scene, I drank a whole lot of whiskey, because why not?
Do you think there's anybody else out there like us?
What do you mean?
Thought there'd be, and he sees the campfire and remembers sitting by a not on fire campfire with his brother. And now I'm sad and drinking whiskey. Yeah, with this scene, this was shot about a month after the last thing, because first time we did it didn't work, so I did reshoots. But this is one of the things where I kind of just, I'm sitting here, I'm going to be upset. Colin, I want these angles, just do you. And he did, and it worked out a lot. I think this is one of the, probably the best looking part of the movie, in my opinion. Some of the stuff at the end looks pretty cool, like just the color. I don't know, I just like, because we had one can light to my right shining down, and then a small other light kind of filling in. Right there, I like that shot. See me and then the tree. I didn't pause in time, and I'm not going back, so. I have the one bullet in the gun. I'm all upset. Might use on myself, but no, I'm saving it. Oh, here we go. Andy's about to kill us. You can still see blood in my ear, because we filmed the finale, and then I shaved, and we rushed over to Kurt's house and filmed his death reel. We were on a tight schedule, because Andy, who plays the villain, had a heart out at like 1 in the afternoon, and it was like 12:15 when we left, because he had to go to a wedding. So we were filming all of Kurt's death stuff really quick, so we didn't get everything we needed. So that's why this flashback's a little weird. But yeah. Ooh, the next morning, walking. Well, there we go. Walking. I'm about to go throw up. The idea on that is he just drank an entire bottle of whiskey, probably on an empty stomach, because it's an apocalypse, so he's going to be hungover. Can't even hear the vomit hit the leaves because there was nothing there. So here's where I look up and I walk off. And originally we had filmed, but we cut the scene where I go to the water. The original reason I look up and I kind of hear something, I walk in, is because I hear a stream. And I'm like, oh, I need water. I just threw up in my mouth, right? Or I threw up everywhere. So I go by the water and I sit down, I wash my face off and, wash my mouth out. And then I hear a noise and I'm like, oh, people. And I run off and then I go investigate and it's the bad guys. But that part was just a lot of fat that we didn't need. So we cut all that. And so now you don't even really have to listen that hard. At this little creek we filmed at, on the other side of the bridge, people go and swim and play. And there were kids there. So you can hear them like hollering and screaming. So we use that as like I heard people. So I'm going to investigate. So that's why I go into the woods. If that was unclear, I was worried that might be unclear for some people. There's supposed to be 5. There are 5 people with them, but we cut some deaths because they weren't working. So right here, if we zoomed out, there's 2 other guys, Aaron and Preston, who are hanging out at their little bad guy camp. But I didn't do a good job directing the death and adapting for the day because what we wanted to do didn't work out, and so it just wasn't good in the movie. So we ended up cutting that, and so we zoomed in and we cut a whole little action sequence. But yeah, here we go. Bad guys, and I just stumbled upon them. What luck. We have my reaction. Oh my god, it's them. Oh my god, panic attack, freaking out. Oh, it's them. Oh my god, they did bad things. Now I'm gonna go murder them. Because murder is fun. Not in real life, don't do it for real. Oh, Jesus. Great. Coming up on the water. Sneak up on Logan. Take off the long sleeve shirt so I have more mobility, but for real, the real reason is because it was, again, like 100 degrees. I didn't want to be running around killing people all day in a long sleeve shirt, so just took it off. Get those pictures, see he's wearing the bracelets that Kurt found, because he's, bad guys took everything else. Shut up. Oh, murder.
Do you remember him?
Ugh, I hate my voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that death didn't work out as well as I'd wanted. I'm supposed to just stab him in blood, but I don't know, we couldn't get the blood to shoot up as well as we wanted to, so that's the best we got. It looks pretty gnarly coming down my face. But yeah, and then we had a whole scene from here. You can see me look at the water, and I'm gonna cross. We have a whole scene where I cross the water and I sneak up on Aaron and Preston and murder them, but it just wasn't working. It was a lot of fat. Didn't look good, so we just cut to me killing Nathaniel, fight Nathaniel, which Nathaniel, he dies like a champ, man. He goes down hard. He really sells it. I'm gonna kill him in everything we do, even if it's a family comedy. He's gonna get murdered because he's just so good at, taking hits. He did so good. I love it. Bam. Down. That's another one. This is another one of my favorite parts. He just. Ooh, crunch. Ooh, angry Chris. Here's Andy. I'm gonna chase him. Use that one bullet I was saving. Oh, and he hit him in the side. Such a bad shot.
Ah, fuck.
F word. Oh, sorry, family.
How long you been following us? Too long. Oh, buddy. I could have used someone like you. Because, damn.
Alright, right there, when I pause, that knife cut a big chunk out of my finger, pretty much. Because we were running through it, we had him come in, I catch the knife, but I caught it so my fingers wouldn't wrap around the blade, and then I'm supposed to punch him. But when we were running through it, and this is the scene the shot we used, after it pans up, dumbass here wasn't thinking to move my hand away so when I hit him, he falls back and the blade slid right under, left a big old flap of skin. I probably should have got stitches, but I didn't. It's actually still healing, and that was like over a month ago. But yeah, I cut myself pretty bad, and so that set us back filming a few weeks because we just left when I thought I needed stitches. And then so this is the last thing we filmed that. Then the rest of the fight scene we filmed a few weeks later.
Shit.
But yeah, bam. So that's all. I think. Yeah, this is all later. I'm not using my left hand as much because there's a bandage on it and stuff. So mostly punching. Right. This shot of Kurt on my shoulder I had shot it was just him and I. Colin wasn't there, and I was like looking for a different shot to do, just to in case we needed it. And it was Colin's idea to put it right here to kind of, this is what jolts me back, which I think is great. And I think it was also his idea. Every time I'm coming down with the rock, we flash back to something of Kurt or me and Kurt, which I really like too because it really sells it. But yeah, this part's also really good that I like. I got hit in the same spot. It's almost the same shot as when I got hit before. Wanted some parallel. I got hit with the gun, and I was too phased to do anything. That's why Curtis got killed. But this time, he hits me again in the same spot. I'm remembering him. I'm not staying down this time. I'm going to get up and kill him. Although we didn't get a shot of me actually getting up, or we got a shot of me kicking him out, kicking his leg off, but not a shot. We didn't get any footage of me actually getting on top of him before we start smashing. I hate my scream so much. I hate it. But that head smash was cool. We got a watermelon, cut a hole in it, mixed all the guts up, dumped a bunch of fake blood in it, and then I just smashed it up. And it worked so well that there's such a hard cut from this shot to the side because I sit back and and then I just got so excited. Thought it was so cool. And it was. And we did have an over-the-head shot. I roll off of him, and I'm laying next to his body, and we just dumped fake blood all over Andy's head. But his head's still intact, and I just smashed it, and you saw chunks flying. So we were like, we can't show his head intact when I just smashed it, so we cut that shot, and then just cut to me by the water with, the gun or stuff.
Good guys. Well, you're a good guy.
Yeah, that part, the calling back to the do you think there's anybody else out there like us is something that was in the script that I was like, we can't cut. That's not something that, you know, we cut adding the extra bad guys we cut, but I was just like, we cannot cut that out. We weren't going to anyway. But that was something I knew we couldn't cut. We have him start it early on in the short where he says, do you think there's somebody else out there like us? And that's it. And then we finish the whole conversation here where he says, good guys. And it's kind of hard to hear, but I say, I don't think there's any good guys left. He says, you're a good guy. And I wanted that over this to kind of show, like, is he a good guy? He just murdered 3 people. I don't know. I just kind of wanted that, you know, think, is he a good guy? You know, what type of terrible things can you do and still be a good guy? I guess, is revenge, is this good? I don't know. Kind of basic idea, but it's something I want to keep in there. That was Ruin. That was some of my thoughts on it. Some making fun of it, talking about it. Overall, I mean, I like it. When we were editing it, I hated it because it wasn't what was in my head. And I think the biggest thing, if you're wanting to make movies, you got to realize it's never going to be 100% what you wanted, I don't think. There's always going to be things about a movie you put out that you're not happy with, even if it's, you know, got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes or something. Like, there's going to be things you don't like about it. But overall, everyone's working it. I really liked. Everyone did great. Everyone was super into it too. The days we had a whole bunch of people there to film stuff. Mostly the finale. Everyone was like gung ho, ready to go. Let's go and do it. And so that was really cool. That everybody was just down to make this movie. Curtis, who plays Daniel, said yes without hesitation when I asked him to do it. So that was cool. But yeah, that's Ruin. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, share it and subscribe to us and all that fun stuff. Same if you like this. We're gonna, I think, be putting out some more bonus content about this short, maybe like a gag reel or behind the scenes video, something potentially. So look out for that. We have a lot more stuff coming out. So be on the lookout for that. More movies, make movies, have fun, do drugs. Ruin!